Coming up, details about Trinity's Festival of the Arts, what events you could attend on campus.
And information about SNAP benefits ending in the state of Texas and how the government shutdown continues to affect us.
All this and more right now on Newswave. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome back to Newswave. Today is Friday, November 7th. I'm Baden Russell.
And I'm Emma Holcomb.
From November 6th to the 15th, Trinity will host its third annual Trinity University Festival of the Arts. The festival will have multiple events, all of which the Trinity community is encouraged to attend. Some of the events include the Autumn Festival Art Market, which happened just today, and the Handbell Musical Petting Zoo on Monday, November 10th, as well as a Trinity faculty reading of poetry on Wednesday, November 12th. On the festival, Dean of the Carlos Alvarez School of Arts and Humanities, Ruben Dupuertas, said, quote, since its founding in 2023, the annual Trinity University Festival of the Arts has brought the Trinity community together, not just to appreciate the arts and humanities, but also to engage with them through meaningful dialogue, critical thinking, and vibrant creativity, end quote. For more information on the events, be sure to check out the Trinity website.
Trinity students, faculty, and the community participated in a town hall event discussing the role of AI in education. The Trinitonian reports the event took place on October 21st, and everyone was invited to share their opinion on the role of AI should play in education, including the development of teaching materials and AI use in writing essays. Event organizer Will Jensen, in reference to the success of the event, said, quote, I think it worked out really well. Again, I hope this format demonstrates that there's a rich and healthy diversity of perspectives that students and staff can engage in, end quote. The last event in this series, called The Conversation, will be held next week on November 12th at 7:30 p.m. in Laurie Auditorium.
According to Culture Map San Antonio, Trinity is now officially one of the state's elite, securing the highly sought-after number 3 spot among all Texas schools in Wallet Hub's 2026 Best Colleges report. The private institution also earned national recognition, jumping 3 spots to become the number 62nd best university in the country. Wallet Hub experts scrutinized nearly 800 colleges across the U.S., using 30 key metrics, including graduation rates and campus safety. Topping the prestigious Texas list was Rice University, followed closely by the University of Texas at Austin. At number 2, Trinity University achieved impressive scores in major categories, notably ranking number 41 for its faculty resources and number 82 for student selectivity. However, the university's performance in other areas, including cost and financing, was significantly lower, landing at the 571st spot in the report. This dip is likely explained by the high price, with U.S. News & World Report stating, quote, tuition and fees at Trinity University can add up to more than $56,000 per year per student. Overall, Trinity's placement alongside rivals on the Forbes America's Top Colleges list confirms its position as a leading academic powerhouse in the South.
An October 23rd article by the Trinitonian details the process to which students can apply for an ESA, also known as an emotional support animal. The process involves the Student Accessibility Services, or SAS, determining whether the animal qualifies as a reasonable accommodation. Specifically, they need to know if the student has a qualifying disability and if it's necessary for the animal to live with the student. Afterwards, documentation and proof of vaccines are submitted, and SAS representatives will meet along with a committee review. Students Faith Cho and Maddie Early reported mostly positive interactions with the office, while also pointing out critiques. These include better advertisement for ESAs and the rule that only the owner is allowed to walk the animal. Despite these minor critiques, the SAS remain an important service, and the presence of ESAs on campus provide a solid source of mental well-being on campus. Coming up, your weekly weather update from our chief meteorologist.
And updates on the Texas election that happened this past week.
Stick around, we'll be right back after this message.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to Newswave. On November 1st, hundreds of cars lined up outside the San Antonio Food Bank. According to KSAT, out of the 353 households that received assistance, 2/3 were impacted by the government shutdown. Michael Guerra, the Chief Sustainability Officer for the food bank, said that federal workers, contractors, and SNAP recipients alike attended the distribution. As the food bank estimates that around 286,000 families rely on SNAP benefits in San Antonio, Guerra comments that the demand has been, quote, in the making for weeks and weeks, end quote. Volunteers from local groups, including Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Selma and Trinity University, showed up last Saturday morning to support the food bank. Guerra commented that the San Antonio Food Bank will ensure that they will have food and that, quote, San Antonio is going to take care of them, end quote. Fall is officially in the air, and our chief meteorologist, Luke Morton, has your details on what your upcoming week should look like. Take it away, Luke.
Hello and good afternoon and welcome to your first Friday of November. I hope you all had a great week and a great Halloween, and let's get on with your weekly forecast. This past week has hosted some of the best weather we've seen all year here in South Texas, and I hope you all have gotten the chance to go outside and enjoy it. The forecast for the next 7 days is going to be a tale of two seasons. This weekend we are turning the heat up. So expect highs to be around 90 degrees for today and Saturday under mostly sunny skies, with lows near 60. If you like the warm weather, be sure to take advantage of the next couple of days. However, starting on Sunday, we will experience a total season shift with a strong cold front crossing our area. Look for highs on Sunday to be near 70 and lows in the lower 40s. Monday will be an even colder day with highs in the low 60s and lows near 40. However, that cold weather will be short-lived, with highs reaching back to the 80s by the end of the week. Skies should be mostly sunny for the next 7 days, with rain chances essentially at 0%. November is the time of year when watching the forecast is so important because the weather can change in a complete instant here in Texas, and this week is no exception. Anyways, I hope you all have a great weekend. Good luck with any assignments due next week, and I will see you all next week.
Election Day was this past Tuesday, November 4th, and San Antonio had a record turnout of voters. According to Ken S5 News, more than 230,000 people cast ballots, with around 148,000 of those being early voters. KSAT News also reported on Wednesday that Proposition A and Proposition B were both approved. Proposition A will redevelop the Frost Bank Center, Freeman Coliseum, and the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, and Proposition B is a renovation of the San Antonio Spurs Arena. With both of these propositions approved, the hotel occupancy tax and other venue taxes are expected to increase as soon as 2026.
According to KSAT News, monarch butterflies typically arrive in San Antonio in the last half of October and the beginning of November. When they asked Kristen Wilslow, the invertebrate specialist at the San Antonio Zoo, as to why the butterflies are late this year, she said the weather is a major factor. Quote, because the weather this year, there was more rain, the temperatures are weird at different times, the monarchs follow those cues of the season to set off their migrations. So they've just been getting the signal a little later than they would have in past years, end quote. Though the butterflies are slowly but surely making their way towards San Antonio, Wilson wants to manage admirers' expectations not to expect big swarms compared to recent years.
Coming up, updates on the government shutdown and how it will continue to affect different fields across the country. Don't go away, we'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Bring it. I'm out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
The government shutdown is now officially the longest in U.S. history, with the previous record being 35 days. The New York Times reported that on Wednesday, President Donald Trump spoke at the breakfast of Senate Republicans and announced that the government shutdown was likely to blame for the multitude of Republican losses on Election Day. Additionally, he told the senators to abolish the filibuster, saying, quote, "If you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation." Senator John Thune, who is the majority leader of the Senate Republicans, later told reporters at the Capitol that the votes were not there. As SNAP benefits decrease, airport delays worsen, and federal workers go without pay, many are asking when an end will be in sight, and there does not seem to be one as of now.
Newswave reporter and sports editor Ian Strang took us for the inside scoop of a geology conference that he attended. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Isabel Rueda. I am a senior here at Trinity, and I did research under Benjamin Surplus, Dr. Benjamin Surplus, and we looked at some structural geology stuff and faults. GSA was pretty cool. Me and somebody who I did research with, JP, we both presented our research that we had done with Ben at GSA. We were part of the undergrad student presentations, and so that was a really cool experience to be able to talk about something I've been working really like a long time on, longer than I realized. I started this project last spring, so it's coming up soon on a year of looking at the same images, and so to see that all kind of come together and realize that I actually know more than I realized was really cool. And I actually ended up winning best poster presentation from the Sigma Gamma Epsilon Honor Society for Geosciences, and so like that was really cool because I spent a lot of time on my poster, and so the fact that other people thought it was good too was awesome.
Hi, I'm Molly Ruby. I'm a junior geoscience major. My research project was with Kate Livesey, and we were assessing the water quality of Canyon Lake through microbiota assemblages. Research has been really fun. It gives you this way of delving into super niche topics that you don't really get in the courses. Our geology courses so far are just pretty basic overviews of subjects, but then when you enter research, you really delve into something. And so I've gotten to explore water quality really in depth in Texas, and also the fact that there's not a lot of literature pertaining to water quality in Texas. And our specific project was over Canyon Lake, and one of the reasons that we wanted to use that as our area of focus was because there was so little information about it. So it's just been cool to kind of look into scientific topics and realize how specific they are.
Besides the poster presentation stuff for GSA, going to different talks and getting to see the different kinds of research that is out there, and like there's a lot of people doing some really cool stuff, and so getting to like kind of peek into the different worlds was like really cool and made me realize like, yes, I think grad school, I want to stay within geoscience. I love what we do, but also down the line plans would be like hopefully going to grad school, getting my master's, and then probably going into industry, because I realized I liked a lot of the projects, and why I really like my project that I did is like there's future applications to solving real world problems. Ours, when we look at damage zones, we're eventually applying them to fluid flow and network connectivity, which has applications to geothermal energy potential. And so that kind of world I think is really cool, and there's other projects out there where you take the research we're doing and understanding our planet and how can we put that to solving issues, whether it's in the energy field or in things with with hydrology or water and environmental contaminations and things like that.
I realized what a cool opportunity it was to be in a place where all of these people are so specialized in the fields they work in, and I could be in a room about landslides with 20 people who probably know the most about landslides in the entire United States. So that was just a cool realization and really helped me take advantage of the fact that there were grad schools there and professors that would take me on as a grad student when that time comes. So that was just a really fun place to explore potential next steps that I was really grateful to have.
If you don't know what you want to do, take a geoscience class. You might just love it.
And that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We are now entering the 5th week of the government shutdown, meaning that air traffic controllers across the country were not paid this week. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said to CBS News that airport delays are, quote, going to get worse. Major delays have been occurring at airports across the nation, including a 4-hour ground delay at Newark Liberty International Airport, one of the busiest transit hubs. Duffy said he does not plan on firing workers who don't show up to work. Quote, they need support, they need money, they need a paycheck. They don't need to be fired, end quote. CBS News reports that while the Trump administration has continued to blame Democrats for the shutdown, Democratic Senator Mark Warner said that ending the shutdown is, quote, going to require the active intervention of the president, end quote.
While the U.S. may not be at war, America does find itself in an armed conflict. According to ABC News, last Saturday, the U.S. military carried out its 15th airstrike against boats in the Caribbean. Like the other strikes, the U.S. claims that these ships are carrying dangerous drugs to America, endangering the lives of American citizens. At the start of this year, President Trump declared several drug cartels as terrorist organizations. In August, the president told the Pentagon to prepare for the possible use of military force against the cartel. Now, ever since September 2nd, the U.S. has been firing at boats in the Caribbean allegedly containing drugs, leading to over 60 deaths. According to Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, quote, 3 male narco-terrorists were aboard the vessel during the strike. All 3 terrorists were killed and no U.S. forces were harmed in the strike, end quote. Newswave will keep you updated with more news on this conflict.
Still ahead, your Trinity Sports Update and details about Hurricane Melissa hitting Jamaica. We'll be right back after this break.
At Trinity University, our history is what guides us, and it is what shapes our future. It is what ignites our spirit for innovation, for discovery, for creation, and our drive to be noticed, to make a difference, to lead. This is Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
Welcome back to another weekend of Trinity Athletics. I hope you all had fun this past weekend because the Tigers certainly did. With 4 new SAA trophies in the Bell Center after last weekend, some teams look to extend the school's success into the postseason, while basketball hopes this momentum will be around for the whole season. Let's kick it off with number 23 Trinity football, who defeated Suwannee 32-3 on the road last weekend. This weekend, the Tigers play Millsaps Majors, whom they have a narrow 23-22 record over. You can catch that game tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Trinity Multipurpose Stadium. Last weekend, Swim and Dive hosted D2 UT Permian Basin. The men won their side of the meet 167-103 over the Falcons, with a standout performance by senior diver Max Rolamoulis, who won the 3-meter board with 218.9 points and the 1-meter board with 214.6. He was awarded SAA Men's Diver of the Week. Number 20, Women's Swim and Dive dominated their half of the meet, winning 204-67 over the Falcons. Freshman swimmer Ava Easley and freshman diver Juliet Hood had standout performances at the meet and were awarded as Swimmer and Diver of the Week by the SAA. Easley was part of 4 wins in the meet, and Hood won both boards with 249.1 points on the 3-meter board and 241.65 on the 1-meter board. The team is split up this weekend, with 18 representing Trinity at the D3 shootout in Chicago, while the rest compete in New York. We'll get both of those results to you next Friday. This Sunday will be the start of a new era in men's basketball for Trinity, with 7 newcomers replacing 4 starters the Tigers lost in the offseason. Trinity's new head coach, Marwin Eccleberry, is starting his time at Trinity with a fresh script. Eccleberry was previously at Shriner, where he holds the all-time records for wins, and was awarded Coach of the Year by the SCAC in 2022. They start their season at Mary Hardin Baylor this Sunday. Women's basketball plays its opener at home this weekend against Barry. Both programs see this opener as a chance to right the wrongs of the last season, when both teams lost their multi-year streaks of NCAA tournament appearances. Watch their opening game in person tomorrow at 6 p.m. Following last weekend's on-road victories against Rhodes and Millsaps, Trinity Volleyball moved up 2 spots in the rankings to number 8 this weekend. They host their final regular season game before playing the SAA Championships next weekend. Tonight they face off against the Southwestern Pirates, who shut down the Tigers' 11-game streak and are the Tigers' only conference loss this season. Tomorrow they play against 15-8 Hardin-Simmons as their last regular season game. Trinity Cross Country swept the SAA Championships hosted by Southwestern last weekend. The men towed the line as close contenders with Barry, but pulled ahead to win from the Vikings by 30 points. Led by freshman Eli Bliss, 3 Trinity runners finished in the top 10 and won second-team All-SAA honors. The women, who were heavily favored, came through and dominated the competition, led by senior Gianna Kina. The Tigers placed 6 runners in the top 10. Gianna came across the finish line in 4th, just ahead of teammate sophomore Ann Snyder in 5th. Both women were awarded first-team All-SAA, while 4 other Tigers received second-team honors. The Tigers, coached by Emily Dahm, who won Men and Women's SAA Coaching Staff of the Year. Next up for the Tigers is regionals, where the men come in ranked 10th and the women, who hope to make their first national bid as a team since 2017, are ranked 4th. Following Trinity's cross-country success in the morning, women's soccer was the next team to find victory last Saturday, after their 2-0 shutout against Southwestern, which earned them the honor as regular season SAA championships. The SAA awarded sophomore Alex Doran with her 3rd Offensive Player of the Week and Offensive Athlete of the Year. Senior Ilsa Newland was also awarded her 3rd Defensive Player of the Week and Defensive Athlete of the Year. Freshman Leela Bracken was awarded Rookie of the Year. The Tigers are currently in Memphis, Tennessee, where the SAA Women's Soccer Championship is being held. Right now, they just defeated Center, and they're facing the winner of Rhodes and Barry tomorrow. Following the women's game, number 5 men's soccer was the next team to face Southwestern on Saturday. The Tigers enjoyed a 2-1 come-from-behind victory after junior Finnegan Sanders pulled up even with the Pirates. Senior Adam Knutson scored the game winner. This let the men keep their undefeated conference streak in the SAA and made them co-regular season championships with the women's team. The SAA awarded Finnegan as Offensive Player of the Week and goalkeeper Jaden Shell as Defensive Player of the Week. For all conference awards, freshman Max Lunas was awarded Rookie of the Year, senior Adam Knutson was awarded Offensive Player of the Year, and Trinity shares the Coaching Staff of the Year award with Southwestern. Right now, the Tigers are in Southwestern playing in the semifinal of the SAA Conference tournament against, they just played against, they're playing tonight, and then they'll play the winner of Center and Southwestern. For the home games to attend this weekend, we have the volleyball rematch against Southwestern, which the Tigers look to dominate. That's tonight at 6. Tomorrow at 1, Trinity football hosts Millsaps for their senior day in the Julie Jenkins Court. Fans can come catch volleyball's last regular season game against Hardin-Simmons at 3 p.m. tomorrow, and the start of women's basketball season at 6 p.m. with their game against Emory. To keep up with your Tigers and other teams on the road this weekend, and any other information related to Tigers, visit trinitytigers.com. That's all I have for this weekend. Go Tigers.
Hurricane Melissa hit Jamaica on October 28th and was the strongest Category 5 to make landfall on the nation. According to Reuters, the storm recorded the highest wind speed and second highest rainfall in Jamaica. Scientists have attributed the storm's greater intensity to the warming ocean waters. Due to the storm's slow movement, multiple islands endured torrential rains. In Haiti, a local newspaper reported that a section of National Highway was washed away after the banks of a river collapsed. Haitian authorities have reported at least 25 deaths. In Jamaica, the New York Times has reported that at least 32 people have died, and the storm has caused devastating property damage. As a result, Jamaica and neighboring islands are expected to renew calls for financial aid to deal with the impacts of a warming planet.
According to ABC News, 5 people were arrested in connection to the Louvre robbery on October 29th. 3 of them were released from custody, while the other 2 have been formally charged. This brings the total number of suspects charged in the Louvre robbery to 4, including the suspects who have already been charged. Last month, 4 masked thieves stole 8 pieces of jewelry valued at $102 million from the renowned Paris Museum. Despite having alleged suspects in custody, the stolen jewels remain missing.
Major General Yifat Tumir Yerushalmi, formerly the top lawyer for the Israeli military, has been arrested in relation to a leaked video. According to BBC, the leaked video shows Israeli soldiers abusing a Palestinian prisoner. The footage backs up the accounts of numerous Palestinian prisoners, contradicting Israel's denial of prisoner mistreatment. General Tumir Yerushalmi had previously resigned from her position because of the leak, and had taken full responsibility for it happening. Shortly after her resignation, General Tumir Yerushalmi went missing. She was eventually found by Israeli police, but was taken into custody. The police later announced that General Tumir Yerushalmi had been arrested because of, quote, leaking and other serious criminal offenses. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today.
Be sure to tune in next week at our usual showtime, Fridays at 3 p.m. Until then, I'm Emma Holcomb.
And I'm Baden Russell. Have a great weekend.